Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril and my Middle-earth University is open once again, and today we are tackling Lesson 4, the priority phase, going a bit more in depth as to how priority works and how you determine it between players. Now the priority phase can be broken down into a few steps, although this usually becomes a lot more streamlined and a lot quicker when you've got a bit more experience around the game and when you get a better grip of your forces and rules. So yeah, the starter priority, this is where any special rules that affect the priority roll are taken into account and are resolved. You have roll for priority, of course, so both players will then roll a d6 to determine who has priority, at which point as well any special rules that come into play at this stage will be resolved. And then you have the end of priority, where the priority winner is determined, and any rules that take into account the end of priority, anything that happens after that, are taken into account and then resolved. When it comes to rolling priority, it's very simply determined by just who rolls the highest number on one singular d6. The player who rolls the highest gets to decide which player actually has priority for that phase, and thus gets to move their stuff first, shoot their models first, and ultimately decides the order of the combats. This doesn't have to be the person who won the priority roll if they don't feel it wants to be. And after this, any heroic actions relevant to the movement phase can be called and declared and taken into account. But that, again, is a topic for a future video. If the result on the d6 for a subsequent turn happens to be a tie, then the decision of who has priority falls to the person who didn't have priority the previous turn. Generally speaking, it's a good idea to have some kind of token or indicator during the course of the game so you know who has priority over each turn, so you don't get confused. Again, it happens to be multiple times. There are advantages and disadvantages to having priority, and you'll find as you play more and more that you'll be trying to use this mechanic to your advantage. So maybe you want to force your opponent to move their cavalry first or out of position. Maybe you want to avoid getting hit by a certain big beastie, big gribbly, or move your models out of harm's way, or move your archers to a more defensible position to make sure you get a shot off in the shooting phase. There's plenty of applications and plenty of uses to having and also not having priority. It's all very game dependent and comes down to the certain circumstances your armies find themselves in at any given time. But that just comes with experience and playing more of the game. And ultimately, if you're like me, you'll find you very rarely have priority over the course of any game you ever play. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's Middle-earth University. I will see you soon for the next instalment, and until then, take care guys, and as always, happy hobbying. Bye bye.